From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Billings School District 2 makes national headlines, taking criticism that administrators were gaming the system when it came to contact tracing for COVID-19 among students. Another pile of snow preparing to make a record return to Billings. Bob will tell us when and just how much. And tonight, the FBI and Billings police investigating a tip of a possible shooting planned for next Monday at West High School. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, Billings police say they take every threat seriously, and right now they are working to figure out the source and credibility of this latest. Now, the tip of a possible shooting at West High on October 26th stemmed from an interaction and comments in an online chat room. The threats sending police and the FBI into rapid response to prevent and intervene before an incident can occur. Lieutenant Brendan Woolley says at this time, information that has been investigated is not corroborated to present a credible imminent threat. Well, today, 17 more COVID-19 related deaths to report across our state. These additional 17 bring the statewide COVID-19 related death toll to 290 at this hour. The confirmed deaths are spread throughout Montana, including yet another in Yellowstone County, bringing the death toll here to 82. There are just under 2,000 confirmed active cases in Yellowstone County tonight. Well, despite the pandemic and the rapid increase in numbers, Billings School District 2 is working hard to keep kids in school. Now, those efforts being confused and a bit misconstrued in national headlines. An article in Tuesday's New York Times reports educators were moving students around every 15 minutes to cut down on close contacts. Tonight, Q2's Mitch Laggy brings us clarification.
Billings School District 2 Superintendent Greg Upham told me Wednesday afternoon that the contact tracing issue stems from a miscommunication. Originally, building administrators asked the question of how to better socially distance students in the classroom.
You know, if we can disrupt the time without gaming the system, to be cognizant of that. And so that's what our intention was. A couple of communiques went out to say move students every 14 minutes. That was not the gist of the meeting.
Last week, during a meeting with building principals, questions rose about what exactly defines a close contact, which the Centers for Disease Control says is 15 minutes or more spent within 6 feet or less of someone. Upham said he asked the county health department for guidance on the effectiveness that interrupting students' time together has on COVID-19 spread. Health officials told the superintendent that schools should be aware of the 15 minutes as a guideline or something to remember, not as a steadfast rule. The New York Times criticized the movement of students, saying the district was trying to cut down on the amount of close contacts by finding a loophole. Upham said Wednesday the guidance is only meant to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
To be cognizant of it, you know, if you can disrupt it without disrupting instruction or disrupting a safety issue, that it surely can be something that should be considered. But again, the moving every 14 minutes was not the intent, and so we've clarified that.
The Billings Education Association Teachers Union filed a grievance over working conditions relating to the contact tracing issue on Wednesday. Upham said email clarification sent to parents and teachers over the afternoon resolved that grievance. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mitch. Now, students in the Billings schools are required to wear masks in class and in hallways and encouraged to practice frequent hand washing to further prevent COVID-19 spread. Well, as compared to more than 25,000 confirmed cases in Montana, Wyoming tonight has now surpassed 8,000 confirmed cases. Albany County leads the way with just under 1,000 total cases, followed by Laramie and Fremont counties, each with 930 total cases. So far, the state reports 61 COVID-19 related deaths. Now turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. As for the next winter storm coming this way, round one has begun, but it's number two, the second round, that's going to deliver that punch.
It's going to be moving in later on this weekend. But let me show you what's happening out there right now. We're going to go in with our threat board, and as you can see, it is totally full all the way up. I think one county's not in it, and that's Beaverhead County. But we have winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, winter storm warnings, and various amounts of snow expected here in the Billings area. We're expecting 2 to 5 inches of snow tonight and through into Thursday. Then by Friday we get a little break in the action. So here's how it's going to play out. You can see there's the snow moving in tonight. That stuff continues to kind of pull its way out of the area, and then we get a little break in the action on Friday. Then by Friday night, here comes your next system moving in, and it starts snowing from northwestern Montana right on through Billings, and then that stuff sticks with us throughout most of the day on Saturday. On into Sunday, the snow finally starts to pull out of here, and that's what we're looking at. And then after we see the clearing skies, look what happens. We got several days of record low temperatures. Thursday morning, it's going to be close to the record, 21. The record is 20. On Friday, we're going below the record, 11 degrees. You can see the record there, 19. 19 for the record high, record low on Saturday morning. It'll be 16, so we have a new record there. Sunday morning, 4 degrees and 18 for the record there, so we're going to break that one. Even on into Monday morning, we're expecting sub-zero temperatures that will also break the record. Jeanelle?
Burr, thanks so much, Bob. Well, thousands of ballots are arriving each day to the Yellowstone County Elections Office. Elections Officer Brett Rutherford tells Q2 43,041 ballots have been signed in, and the team still has another 3,000 to count today. Now, this means almost 50% of the eligible voters have already cast their ballot in the state's largest county. In the last presidential election in 2016, more than 71,000 Montanans total voted. Well, more than 240,000 Montanans have already made their choices in that upcoming general election. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian takes a look at the votes that have come in so far and what they mean for the last days of campaigning across the state.
With just under 2 weeks until Election Day, a large portion of Montana's votes are already accounted for, and that changes how campaigns will spend their final days. As of Tuesday evening, the Secretary of State's office reported nearly 638,000 ballots had been sent out to Montana voters. More than 243,000 have already been returned. That number jumped by 35,000 compared with the day before. About 2/3 of the submitted ballots have come from Montana's 7 largest counties: Yellowstone, Missoula, Gallatin, Flathead, Cascade, Lewis and Clark, and Ravalli. They sent out a total of nearly 427,000 ballots and have accepted almost 162,000. Lewis and Clark County has the highest turnout so far among large counties, with almost 49% of its mail ballots already returned. 4 others have gotten more than 40% of ballots back. Gallatin has processed about 29%, and Flathead has processed about 22%. The number of Montanans who voted absentee had been rising for years, even before Governor Steve Bullock allowed counties to switch to all-mail ballots during the pandemic.
What happens is, instead of having one election day, we have multiple election days.
David Parker, the chair of Montana State University's Political Science Department, says with so many votes in, campaigns get diminishing returns from traditional ads, so they'll likely refocus to try to motivate those who still haven't turned their ballots in.
Now campaigns have to shift their resources in ways that are less blunt, in ways that are more targeted, specifically to those voters that they know have not returned their ballots yet.
Parker says it's possible about half of the total vote in this election could be in by the end of Wednesday. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Thanks, Jonathan. Now, in the June primary, which was conducted entirely by mail, Montana voters returned more than 60% of the ballots that were sent out. Total voter turnout was the highest for a primary in decades. All but 11 counties are holding all-mail elections this time around. Well, today, both Wyoming senators had the chance to meet Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett for the first time. Wyoming Senator Mike Enzi says the two had a great conversation on issues important to Wyoming and that Barrett is a remarkable judge and legal scholar. Senator John Barrasso says Barrett is exactly what people in Wyoming are looking for in a Supreme Court justice. The two Republican senators say they look forward to supporting her confirmation. Up next on tonight's 5:30 News, we are cooking things up to announce a top chef is headed to Montana to add a little Cajun flair. And we're on the run with a Skyview freshman who's on the fast track to success. We'll be right back.